So been seeing Apollonia. She was on Vladtv. Well, she thinks she Forrest Gump's sister or something. I mean, like, oh, we like. If you grew up in that time period, you're gonna want to hear the stories about her and Prince and Purple Rain, all that and all that. But you just don't want to hear this fantasy like it's Fantasy Island nonsense. She's still on like she helped. Prince was popping in her journal book and had to write glamorous life and um, some other Manic Monday and stuff. I'm like, ain't need your pen. You can't even spell Apollonia. How you gonna put a pen to some words? It's comedy. She's hilarious. She did one only part that I liked that she said was when she mentioned about that he got in his last days that he was trying to connect with people. That's the only part I believe. But all this, oh, Rick James wanted her with the Mary Jane girls. Yeah, right. He did. I could hear Rick James saying, "You want some hits? You come to me." Because let's be real, Rick James could write hits for women, and he had a very successful track record as a singer songwriter for others, along with himself. He very underrated. That's why he should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Rick James will never get his due. That man had pen and had a game, but he didn't need her to be part of the Mary Jane girl. She needed that scene more than he needed her, because she couldn't sing. She couldn't find the key if it was sitting in front of her with the door wide open. Okay. Then she talks about, I mean, I understand about the parts in Purple Rain. She talked about, then she brought up about her and John F. Kennedy Jr., and that was on the low. I'm like, what you with everybody? I would, and she mentioned, I was waiting for her to say that Michael Jackson wanted her, would have wanted her over Bubbles to drink tea with. I'm surprised she didn't say that. I mean, like, can you just put yourself in more pop cultureness if you tried? I'm sure. I'm gonna tell you something. Jennifer Lopez is only in her 50s, so if things don't go right for the next 20 years, watch, she'll have a tell-all book about Puffy and all that. And Apollonia is like the blueprint to tell some pinch of truth, but a whole lot of fantasy coded. This is some hilarious stuff. I'm watching her, I'm like, yeah, okay. You ain't right nothing. You got on Fountain Crest, you got hooked up. Your album on Warner Brothers went Reynolds rap. Nobody was, listen. Ain't nobody buying no records because of your voice. They was buying it because they thought about apples. They was thinking about the apples. They weren't thinking about what was coming out your mouth. Okay, we like, come on now. It's always good to have fantasy though. And I tell you, you sit there, you'll tell a story enough times, it'll sound incredible to you. You can tell when someone's putting it. I don't know. But anyway, that's my thoughts and takes about Apollonia, aka Forrest Gump. All of culture and how she got all these stories. The David Lee Roth stuff was funny. And she did a Ray Parker Jr. Other Woman video, and I remember all that. And she was on Chips, and she was LA Rams cheerleader. And I give her props being a Mexican woman to where she got. But some of that Forrest Gump ism is comedy, and you need to stop. It's funny, but you gotta pump the brakes. All right, please hit the like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another, and don't be surprised if one of your people that you remember from now, who's a co-star, pulls this Apollonia. Maybe Apollonia should try to get with Scottie Pippen because they right about now, yeah, Forrest Gump, Scottie Pippen. That's where she's having those delusions. I need to get that drink or that whatever they're eating in my system. I'm out.